So we're working with Durham Public Schools. Our project lead works full-time for Durham Public Schools to create a replicable way to model where to site a new school. So we're not just looking where to site like a high school once and then done with it, but we're creating data that can be replicable in the future as the population growth in the Triangle area just continues to go for the last 20 years. Fortunately, Durham Public Schools hasn't had to cap any schools yet, which is where they're like, we can't enroll any more students, and people who live in this region have to go to a different school. So we're trying to avoid that at Durham County by building new schools to keep up with the population growth. And we're using data from the census, DPS collected enrollment data, and data from the county on new developments in the area.
This project is about excess capacity at Durham Public Schools. So where do we need more capacity to match future enrollment trends? So looking at how many students we're going to have in 10 years and looking at what kind of facilities and where do we need excess capacity to meet those enrollment demands. Current enrollment data from Durham Public Schools that is aggregated at different geographies. And then on top of that, we gave them last year's long-range forecast, which is partially based off of new developments and housing developments in Durham County. So combined with those two data, like current enrollment and long-range forecast, based on housing developments, that's what they're using for their enrollment inputs. And they're taking those enrollment inputs and trying to basically locate where we need excess capacity.
We've sort of created a model where we simulate, okay, we're gonna have these like 5 high schools where they currently are, plus a 6th high school, and then we draw borders for each of the high schools, and we try and keep each of them within the same capacity, so that way you don't have 2,000 students in one high school or 1,000 students in one other high school. And then what we do is we look at the average distance that each person has to travel to each of those 6 high schools. And then we sort of simulate, okay, like 800 different possible places where we would build this high school, and then we score each of them. And that way we're looking at like where the best possible site for the next high school would be based off of the average distance that the person has to travel to their assigned high school.
Part of what excites me about this is that I really enjoy working with real-world problems where you get to use data like this, and especially with something relating to like optimizing something that like has a real impact on people's lives. Like you don't think about it that much, but decreasing your commute to work or school by 5-10 minutes, that would make a pretty significant impact on my life, considering you're going every day. So I like to think of it as a practical and applicable optimization problem.
You know, as a public entity, we're always trying to do more with less. So Data Plus has been so helpful every summer doing a project that I want to do but I don't have time to do, and letting the students do that has been really helpful. As much as we can stretch our resources and get good data and good information to district decision makers, that's what we're trying to do.
I love to see when the next school gets built, go out there, see our work in action. But not just that, it's not like we're doing this one-time thing, like they need this school built and then we're finding a place to build it. It's like we're making code that's going to be useful on and on in the future as the same process continues to happen again and again.